Here in Rosemont, July 2nd, 2012, Rosemont Municipal Advisory Council heard a presentation about Agenda 21, a United Nations program that some feel threatened property rights. Kern County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Pratt brought the community up to date on the latest crime statistics.
What's going on worldwide, governments are tending to try to centralize control. The UN has several things going on that are going to take some of the freedoms and powers that we have in the United States away from us. So without further ado, Dana.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for having me tonight. I'm a resident of Santa Clarita Valley. I lived there for 22 years. And Santa Clarita is a member of ICLEI, and I'm going to explain what ICLEI is, and then I'm going to explain about sustainable development and Agenda 21. So my slide, or my presentation is basically, has to do with Santa Clarita, but it's universal because this is really being implemented throughout the state of California, and it's trying to be implemented throughout the United States. As you'll see that the highest levels of government have bought onto this Agenda 21, and it's being flowed down even to the local communities. Actually, in Rio de Janeiro, there is the 20th annual or the 20th anniversary of the Earth Summit. Took place in 1992, and they're actually meeting right now, and they're deciding our fates. What we're going to be signing on to in the United States as far as environmentally, what's coming down the pipeline from the UN environmentally. There's a couple of different definitions of One's a UN definition and one's a United States definition, or a traditional American definition. So the UN definition is development that meets needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Well, as I get into the presentation, everything sounds great, but when you see the guts of this, it's not going to be so great. American Policy Center is a organization, nonprofit organization that is trying to educate the public about Agenda 21, and so this is their definition. And then it's my object is to try and provide you evidence to show that this is correct. Private land ownership is a principal instrument of accumulation and concentration of wealth. Therefore, contributes to social injustice. Public control of land is therefore indispensable. So there's some conflicting views. We have a traditional American view. Here's a couple of founders. Private property and freedom are indispensable. That was George Washington. Property must be secure for liberty, or liberty cannot exist, by John Adams. And then property rights are secured by the 4th and 5th Amendment of the Constitution. Again, you can see there's a huge conflict between the traditional American view of private property and the UN's view of private property. So how do they proceed with the implementation? Well, they use semantics, and they use something called linguistic deconstruction. I don't know if you can see this, but this is Santa Clarita Community Character and Design Guidelines. And right in here you can see there's smart growth, new urbanism, transit-oriented development, valley of villages, low-impact development, sustainable designs, smart locations, neighborhood patterns, green construction, and general design principles. So again, those are some of the warm and fuzzy words. Again, I'm going to show you what those words mean. High-density housing. Again, like I said, they want to double the population. Well, at full build-up in approximately 2030, it'll about double the population. So what they want to do is, by cutting down travel, they want to have everything within walking distance or bicycle distance to you. Now, is this all bad? No. But it's going to be your choice if you want to live in there, in a village like this. But they have grocery stores. You can see everything is basically multi-level. So you're going to have shops in the bottom and residences on top, or apartments or condos on top. The building that's going to be done is going to be basically condos and or very tightly packed single-family homes. That's going to be all the development in Santa Clarita.
Last month was a pretty standard month, about 1,100 calls for service. We are again experiencing more scrap metal thefts out west, and they're continuing. And we've made a little bit of headway, but certainly not enough. Absentee property owners reporting thefts several months later. It's very difficult to track down. And in many cases, when we do track down an owner, we've had several cases recently where the owner just doesn't care that their tractor got hauled off. So when we catch the guy doing it, it's kind of difficult for the DD to prosecute. So if folks out west own property, kind of take inventory, take note of what they got, and when it disappears, please call us. Because the scrap metal yards down south here are very cooperative with us with a lot of surveillance cameras, and they require photo ID. It's relatively easy to catch these guys if we get to them relatively quickly.